I would do anything at any cost. I would do anything at all costs to try to get people to like me, even if I wasn't getting feedback from them. It's just scenarios I would play in my head. It was about what I thought people thought. It's not what they thought of me. I don't do those things anymore. My name's Noah Cook. I'm a student here at Baylor University. I'm a biochemistry major. I'm interested in that hard shit. I like the challenge, but I'm also genuinely interested in it. Yeah. I was born with this eye condition called glaucoma. We had it under control with treatments early on. The only thing that me and my fam needed to worry about was how susceptible I was to injury. I'm pretty sure, honestly, I got hit so much. Like, I was just a boy, man, just roughhousing. I know, out of all things, just straight impact on the eye, and just retinal detachments is just, you got this black spot in your field of vision, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger until you can't see anymore. And I think everyone was in denial. I almost think it was harder on my parents, honestly. I was completely blind by my senior year of high school, which is a pretty inconvenient time to go blind. I was just scared all the time. Not like for my safety, but just of how I would be treated by people's perception of me, whether I would be able to fit in. I knew I was just very different now, like outwardly my appearance was like really different, and I would stick out, and I knew that's how my life would be forever. And I just isolated myself, became a recluse, because I didn't want that. When you can't see other people, you're just there by yourself. And I think people start to see themselves for who they are once they hit rock bottom. They see the worst parts of themselves clearly when they're at rock bottom. And I hit rock bottom pretty fast. And it wasn't those initial years of going blind. Like, it took a while of just being blind and dealing with that, and that fear of rejection issue manifesting itself. I would distract myself from confronting my fear of rejection, confronting my personal issues with things like girls, drinking. I mean, I would binge eat, and I was blind. I was blind doing that stuff, I was blind when I was like being a floozy, like messing around with girls and drinking and, doing that stuff, yeah. Rather than my blindness, that's helped me realize that stuff doesn't matter as much, Distracting yourself from your pain rather than going through it is not conducive to healing. And that's why it took me 3 years to get to this point now where I'm comfortable in my skin. I meet a lot of people. and yeah, it's because I own it. Like, I'm just like, I stick out. I'm gonna bump into people. I'm gonna do things in a different way, of course. I don't have sight, so I have to rely on my other senses, and I'm gonna stick out, and as a result, people are gonna look, and people are gonna be uncomfortable, and people are gonna freak out, but like, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna like approach people and let them know that I'm just a person as soon as possible, I don't get caught up in the looks, approaching girls. Like, the thing that helped me approach girls the most was going blind. I gotta tell you, yeah, like, I did not freak out at like, because honestly, that's like what, guys freak out about, is like, oh God, it's a gorgeous girl and I can't approach her because like the gorgeousness is making me freeze up. But like, it's just like, I just see people for who they are now, I compare sometimes still, but it's like, it's like this pride thing where I'm like, so it's like, it's just, I have to check my heart sometimes. Well, look at me, I'm doing like all this shit, and like, I'm going to the gym and like doing crazy stuff like muscle ups and like look at all these sighted people not able to do this, or like look at me doing these complex math problems and like I'm a blind guy and like look at these sighted people not able to do it. But that's like kind of being hypocritical, because I'm saying like at the end of the day I'm just a guy, right? So why am I going back on my word and saying like, oh, I'm a blind guy and I'm fucking awesome for doing these things better than sighted people, you know? I don't think it's bad to be proud of myself for accomplishing things that are genuinely hard to do as a blind person, you know? But like, I'm not gonna wallow in my sorrow about it. I did that for too long. Usually, typically, the closer I get to people, the more they just see me as a person. Free time, I mean, socializing is a hobby, right? I try to meet new people and socialize, but yeah, I make music, yeah. I make songs, and I it's embarrassing because I feel like that's the stereotypical blind person thing, is to play instruments. I started on guitar, but I just kind of switch between instruments depending on what I'm interested in. So like I'm in a piano phase right now. I need to get my thoughts and feelings out in some way. So that's a creative outlet for me. Just picture a blind person, like if you haven't met me, like someone pictures a blind person in their head, they picture like Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, right? Anyways, oh man, the thing I miss most about seeing is people's faces. I miss seeing people's faces, cause like, oh man, just, you know, people are beautiful, and if I could only see one thing, it would be people's faces. Even though I was talking about earlier how that can be a detriment to our opinions and perceptions of people, right? But like, it's still just like a very important part of the human experience, like seeing someone smile, seeing someone laugh, seeing someone cry. It's looking people in the eyes, you know, and I'm missing out on that, you know, and that's a big bummer. So, but it's not ruining my life, you know. It's just like I'm sad, but it's okay. if I inspire people, you know, that's cool, man. Like if I, you know, if you're watching this and I inspire you, or you know, if I go up to people and people are watching me and I inspire them, like that's cool. But like, it's the only thing that concerns me is like inspiration. Like, I don't want it to be inspiration porn, you know, like just like you're looking at me as a means to not look at yourself. I feel like when we look at people, like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to look for somebody more disabled than me to get inspired from? You know? So like, 'cause at the end of the day, when I'm not there to inspire you, when someone with a disability is not there to inspire you or whatever, like, you're just gonna be alone with yourself. And that's how I started going through my own personal issues and start loving myself and just being confident in who I am. You take things for granted you don't know you're gonna lose, right? So like, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone takes their vision for granted. I did, because I didn't know I was gonna go blind, you know? Even though I told you I was born with glaucoma, that eye condition, like it still never really occurred to me that it would happen. And when it finally did, it's like, damn, I wish I like appreciated people's faces more, you know? I wish I like took time to look at art and appreciate it, like architecture and nature, you know? I didn't take the time to appreciate that enough. And like, I don't know, that goes with anything you lose, right? You don't realize how much it meant to you until you lose it. If you see me, if you see any blind person, if you see anyone with disability, like, just like approach them. Say what's up. Don't be afraid to ask the wrong things. I can't think of anything that would offend me. If you want to know my story and how I went blind and how I got here today, I can sense the sincerity, I can definitely, and I think anyone with a disability will be able to sense that. People are afraid of approaching people with disabilities because it's something different, it's out of the norm. People don't want to get out of their comfort zone. Doing it out of fear of hurting your reputation, not like actually out of fear for hurting the person. I think that's most people. And maybe I'm completely wrong, but that's how it was for me. And I know for at least some people are just afraid of hurting the reputation, looking dumb, things like that. Do I talk to God a lot? Yes, now I started to more. Now that I have, I feel like He went before me and showed me the way out of rock bottom. And I just look back, and see all the hardships I've been through and just how I've gotten out of them. So it's just like, yeah, I'm really, just going through hardships reinforces my belief in Him, and my love in Him. And I wish I could have just been this great devout follower of Jesus right off the bat, but like, our hearts are stubborn and our hearts are hard, and I've turned from Him a lot, and it's only recently now that, although I still do it sometimes, I'm starting to turn towards Him a lot more. And like I said, it's just out of appreciation of what He's done for me, out of love. I just want to please Him who loves me so much,